On this episode, we are actually going to cut that tree in bits and pieces. And the apparatus which was used was a huge lingoing, a saw, which was at least 15 feet long, if not more. And there were bigger saws than that too. I think the saws might have come from overseas. And the saws had a big handle at the top and a smaller handle below. They were shaped like a traditional saw, but they were gigantic saws. My grandfather had one, and they used to use a big, large file. Not the regular file you file the cutlass, a large one with two sides. One side rougher than the other. And my grandfather would use a rough side. And then he would use this fine side to do his HAL. And for you to file that saw, it had to have been upside down. You clamp it in some wood, and you take a couple hours to file it. And you have to align it too. People like Mr. Francois father again, Mr. Philip, he was also one of those who used to file the saw. I remember them very well. So, one man used to stay on top of the galta. The galta was at least 8 feet tall. At least 8, if not more, based on my recollection. The wood is on that wooden galta. A man is standing up there by himself, and one is down there. So the one who is down there wholly below handle, the one who's up whole. And you're in HAL-ho, HAL-ba. That's all you'd hear. So when you hear HAL-ho, that means they pull up. HAL-ba, they pull down. And that is the chant that you hear all along. Now, we can talk about the time when they used to be moving the houses too, because people used to pull houses from one place to the other in the village too, you know. And they had chants that went with the pulling of the house as well. Mezemawio! Pum pum! And you push in the house. We will talk about that later on, but let's talk about the HAL-bo, HAL-ho, HAL-ba. So there was a chanter who gave the chant. And the HAL-ho has to be on cue to go up and then to come down. But before they start going with the rhythm, they had to start the cut. Start the little cut, start the little rhythm, and HAL-ho, HAL-ba. It takes at least maybe 2 hours, sometimes according to how quickly the men went to get one bud cut. And that was the chant all day. HAL-ho, HAL-ba, HAL-ho. When the saw gets too hot, I think somebody they pushes a wedge at the front way that's cut already to open it up slightly, but not too wide, just to give the saw a little breathing space, and they put some kind of a oil or whatever on the saw to keep it very nice. And when the HAL-ho is tired, which is very rare, they change. So they have like 2 or 3 HAL-ho and 2 or 3 HAL-ba. And what I found was that the HAL-ho would generally HAL-ho people. They would not go in HAL-ba. The HAL-ba guys were sometimes stockier and shorter. The HAL-ho was stronger, I think, and slightly taller. Because Elbert for my NS was a HAL-ba. And he was strong, but he was not as tall as let's say Shasha and Yo and them, man. I remember there's a name that is coming to mind now. I can see him now, but his name doesn't come to mind. He was a HAL-ho as well. Very, 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 very strong. Mr. Aldi was also in that HAL-ho, HAL-ba thing. Jordan. I mean, this men were champions in the day, you know, in terms of the operations in Calibishie. So that's how they got the buds done for the houses. And after that, guess what? We had to carry it. Well, not we. They had to carry the buds from the fore, wherever the tree was, because they had to saw the bud right down there, you know. And then they had to carry the bud up to the side of the road to where the truck is going to come to pick it up. But we will speak about the details in terms of the delivery of the board, because the boards were not carried just flat on themselves, they were placed on little wedges. So you put a little wood, two free wood, you put the board, two free wood, you put another one, so there's no direct contact with the boards. And then there were ways of drying the wood as well. You have to put it out to dry, and it's a particular way to put it out to dry, because back then there were no chemical kiln drying. It was just people drying wood using the science, and the woods would not voile, it would dry straight and nice at the end of the day. We'll continue in terms of that tradition on the next 2 episodes, but I think we have enough material to digest for now, until such time on Calibishie Chronicle.